Hi, this is Lorraine, and today I will be talking about tsunamis. So, what exactly is a tsunami? According to Web or Google, a tsunami is a series of waves in a water body caused by the displacement of a large volume of water. Tsunamis are usually referred to as the tidal waves. However, they do not have anything to do with the tidal action induced by the sun and moon's gravitational pulls. They are very similar to normal waves in many aspects. For instance, the parts. We have the crest being the highest point of the wave and the trough being the lowest point or the base of the wave. Tsunamis are made out of energy flowing through rather than just moving water itself. So, how are ocean waves made? Conventional ocean waves or conventional waves, the waves that we see on any body of water, are caused by the winds. They only affect the surface area. It is restricted in shape or speed and size since wind cannot penetrate underneath the surface level or the surface of the water. However, on the other hand, the tsunamis are created by energy originating underwater caused by either volcanic eruptions or earthquake. How does that happen? When earthquake happens, tectonic plates are not the only ones that are affected. Oceanic plates too, particularly to the seafloor. When a movement is made on the seafloor, it creates distress or energy. That energy rises to the surface, causing the water, a large volume of water, to elevate above typical sea level. But gravity pulls it back down. That is when a rippling pattern in the water is made. As a result, a tsunami is born, rushing at speeds of mostly 500 miles per hour. A tsunami is very hard to recognize while it is still far away from the shore because the tsunami or the big wave moves through the whole depth of the sea. But as the tsunami arrives or nears the coast and shore, or shore rather, the speed of the wave gradually decreases. However, the height of the wave also increases up to about 100 feet because there is less water to move through. Did you know that tsunami, which means harbor wave in Japanese, derives from the fact that it only appears through shoreline if the trough of the tsunami arrives first? A tsunami is very devastating in nature. We all know that. It will not only kill those people living near the coast, but it will also flatten out houses and trees for a mile, especially in low-lying areas. One of the most disastrous and catastrophic tsunamis that ever happened in history is the tsunami that occurred in Indian Ocean in the year 2004, killing almost 200,000 people throughout South Asia.
I'm Noel Manuel Oliares for the Disaster Overview Report. Across 2004, a strong 9.0 earthquake rocked the Indian Ocean. Massive tsunami erupted as the result of the earthquake, damaging the shore of 14 nations and killing about 283,000 people. Here is some of the background information. A massive 9.0 earthquake occurred in the Indian Ocean on December 26, 2004, leaving significant devastation in Banda Aceh and other regions of Aceh, Indonesia. Though the earthquake killed an estimated 1,000 people, it was the tsunami that followed some hours later that killed the most victims. The earthquake caused a wall of water that hit 14 nations, killing more than 283,000 people. The tsunami was severe enough to wreak property damage and death 3,000 kilometers distance on Africa's eastern coast. Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India, and Thailand, which were immediately hit with the tsunami, suffered the most casualties. However, Germany and Sweden came 5th and 6th place, respectively. Worldwide, it is projected that 2 million individuals have been evacuated from their homes. There were international relief groups and media were compelled to flee Aceh, which had been under martial law since 2003. Residents were skeptical of military authorities when they sought to carry out relief activities since there was no emergency preparedness in place. The sheer scale of the devastation along with the typically quiet holiday news period received a lot of attention from the media. It also garnered a large number of donations from the general public, government, and private business, totaling $1.6 billion in the United States. The Tsunami Evaluate Coalition described the generosity to the amount of mortality, the time of year, and peer pressure in two polls. However, according to TEC Needs Assessment Study, donor decisions were influenced by media attention and political institution issues. Peer pressure was also included in Georgetown University research titled Philanthropic Grant-Making for Disaster Management, Trend Analysis, and Recommended Improvement. Donations were often distributed among numerous foreign relief organizations, with many of them outsourcing outservice to locally non-governmental organizations. According to the research, several foundations told the transfer of monies for tsunami assistance because they felt the receiving organizations would not be able to spend them all for the intended goals due to the enormous volume of gifts. After the urgent needs were met, monies were set aside for reconstruction. In addition, several non-government organizations request donors to contribute to other disasters.
So I am reporter Mariali Ruth Arlac Samana. I'll be discussing the other informations of tsunami. So let's begin. So first, tsunami can strike with little warning because they are usually triggered by a sudden displacement of ocean water like volcanic eruptions, landslides, meteorites, or the most common culprit, which is the earthquakes. Second, in the deep ocean, a typical tsunami wave is barely noticeable and poses little threat, but the waves can spread out thousands of miles, rolling across the ocean at speeds up to 600 mph. Third, as the rolling water reaches the shoreline, the waves' frictions against the shallower floor slow it down and raises its heights by the time it reaches the shore. Fourth, the wave can be tall as 100 feet. Unlike ordinary waves, a tsunami wave does not press and break. Instead, it moves forward like a solid wall of water that crashes over the coastline, obliterating almost everything in its path. And just when you think the danger is over, it receives dragging everything back to the ocean. 6. Tsunamis have multiple waves which can continue to hit the shore for several hours, causing even more destruction. For number 7, the word tsunami originates from Japan, a country that sits on geographic location that make it an easy target for these natural disasters. And next, in 2011, it was struck by a tsunami that claimed nearly 16,000 lives. But the deadliest tsunami in history is believed to be the Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004. The U.S. Geological Survey estimated that tsunami released the energy equivalent of 23,000 Hiroshima-type atomic bombs, and earthquake created an estimated 600-mile rupture on the ocean floor. This caused the tsunami to form and then travel at the speed of a jetliner, reaching over 11 countries, traveling over 3,000 miles, killing more than 220,000 people because they can strike so quickly. With such deadly force, tsunami warning centers around the globe are on constant alert, monitoring underwater earthquakes large enough to trigger massive waves. Their ultimate goal is to alert vulnerable coastline and give residents time to seek higher ground before a tsunami hits. So I hope you understand something and increase your knowledge about the tsunami. So that's all. Thank you.